My sister, who is severely autistic, demands constant attention, 24/7. She can't care for herself, and she doesn't speak. Despite being just 12, she is incredibly destructive, violently tearing through anything in her path. It's hard to admit, but I hate her. That might sound horrible, but hear me out. I was only 6 years old when she was born, and from that moment on, I've never truly had my parents' full attention. The world has always revolved around her. I was moved from my room into the basement when I was 7, simply because she needed to be right next to my parents. As a child, all my toys were destroyed by her, and when I complained, my parents just ignored me. It didn't stop even when I was 14, and she destroyed a MacBook my school gave me. Guess who was blamed? Me! On top of all of that, I was expected to take care of her, to drop everything, no matter what I was doing. Planning anything with friends? Forget it! If my parents need me, I have to be there. Even when I manage to get time to myself, I'm expected to drop everything if they call. If I don't, there are consequences. Like the time I went to see the new Spider-Man movie, turned off my phone during the film, and ended up grounded for it. It feels as if I'm nothing more than a servant to them, my own life constantly overshadowed by hers. Just last week, I was chosen to give a speech at a school event, something I was so excited for. My parents promised they would be there, but they never showed. Why? Because of my sister. Whenever something important happens for me, they're too busy with her. I've been holding this all in for years, but finally, today, while talking about colleges with my dad, something snapped. He joked, maybe you should get a degree that pays well, so when we're gone, you can take care of your sister. That one sentence made everything break. I screamed and cried, telling him how it's always about her. That I'm nothing more than her caretaker, her slave, and that I'm expected to do this for the rest of my life. Since then, I've locked myself in my room, and no one has come to check on me. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Thank you so much for the support you've all shown me. I never expected this post to get so much attention, but I'm really grateful. After spending some time thinking, I realized that I don't hate my sister. It's not her fault she was born the way she is. But after my breakdown, my parents did come to talk to me. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring myself to speak to them. I just cried, asking them to leave me alone. They've arranged for me to stay with my grandfather for the time being, and I'm about to go to his house. My parents want to talk, but we've agreed that some space is best for now. We'll sit down and discuss everything later this week. I'll give an update if people are interested. Comment 1, NTA. These feelings are completely understandable. You didn't sign up to care for another person, especially not as a full-time responsibility. It's not like she's your child. Your dad was wrong to joke about you taking care of her. Be honest with your parents. It's insane that they expect you to be her full-time caretaker, even grounding you for turning off your phone in a theater. Comment 2, NTA, kid. I hope you go to college far away from home. Later in life, make sure your parents understand that the responsibility for your sister shouldn't fall on you. They need to have a plan in place. Comment 3, if you can go to college far away, time on your own will be good for you. I think your dad was only half joking, and you'll need to have a conversation with them about their plans for your sister's care in the future. Make sure they understand that you won't be taking responsibility. Comment 4, this is a parenting problem, not a sister problem. As a parent of one autistic child and one neurotypical child, I would never expect my NT child to care for his sibling. If my child's things get ruined, we replace them. We've made sure he has some space that's his alone. Of course, having a sibling with a disability can be tough, but we try to mitigate that and ensure our son benefits where possible. It sounds like your parents haven't done this. That's not your sister's fault, though, she's still growing and learning. You may have a better relationship when you're both older, but your parents should have done more for you. The brunt of your anger belongs to them. Since making the post, I've been staying with my grandfather. This week has been a huge change, in both good and bad ways. I told my grandpa everything that had happened, and he seemed horrified. No one in my family knew how my parents had been using me as a free caregiver for my sister. My grandfather shared things with me that I don't feel comfortable repeating, but essentially, my sister was supposed to have professional care, which my parents had ignored. He also told me that I wasn't supposed to be caring for her at all, especially given her mental state, which can make her a danger to herself and others. After hearing all of this, my grandfather was furious. He told me not to contact my parents without him being there. He's going to meet with them first and then be present when we talk. That wasn't the end of it. My extended family started checking in on me, revealing things my parents had hidden. It turns out my parents had been taking money from the family to pay for a caretaker that didn't exist. Needless to say, this week has been a roller coaster. But despite everything, my extended family has shown me more love than I felt in a long time. My grandfather has made up for lost time, encouraging me to spend time with my friends and do things that make me happy. On Saturday night, I sat down with my parents. The conversation went terribly. They came clean about everything, though they still didn't apologize. My father even said, "You were put here to be her caretaker." After everything I learned, I couldn't stay calm. I confronted them about it. The truth came crashing down like a tidal wave. My grandfather had uncovered everything. The money my dad was taking from family, the fact that my sister truly needed professional care, the lies, they denied it all or made excuses. But there was no denying the wreckage left behind. I'd hoped for some acknowledgement, some understanding. But we ended up in a worse place than before. Today marks the last time I'll talk to them for a while. After a long conversation with my grandfather and uncle last night, I've made up my mind, I'm not going back. Later today, I'm packing my things, leaving the house for good, and moving in with my grandfather. When I graduate high school, I'll be leaving the state to pursue my education. My aunt has already told me that the money she was sending my dad will be directed to me from now on. My parents have called twice since Saturday, but neither of them offered an apology. Instead, they just asked when I'd be coming home. It's a cruel twist of irony. I won't be returning. Right now, I feel uneasy, unsure about everything that's happened. But I know that feeling will pass. The support I'm receiving from the rest of my family has been incredible, and for the first time in a long time, it feels like I have people who truly care. Yet, in the end, I've lost my parents. The lesson is painful, one I wish I had seen much earlier. I don't hate my sister. I love her. I've always loved her. It was wrong of me to ever project my feelings of hatred onto her. She didn't deserve that. I hope one day I can make up for it, but for now, I need to step away. Thank you all again for your support. I never expected my post to resonate with so many, but I appreciate every comment and message. Your kindness has been overwhelming. I just got back from moving my things out of my parents' house. The whole process was surreal. My grandfather and uncle helped me pack everything I needed, everything from birth certificates to my social security card, to every document that could make me feel like I still exist. My parents didn't say a word while I was there. My dad left with my sister shortly after I arrived. My mom, on the other hand, just hovered. Quiet. Silent. It took a while, but as we were leaving, she broke. She told me she loved me, that she would miss me. I hugged her. It was a goodbye. I said nothing more. But even now, as I sit here, I can't shake the feeling that it was all a lie. She said it too late, after all this time of saying nothing at all. Was it genuine? I hope so. But maybe it's time I stop worrying about it. For now, I need to look ahead. Maybe, someday, I can reconnect with my parents. Maybe. Thank you to everyone who gave me advice, love, and support. This experience has been difficult, but I found some positivity amid the chaos. If something happens and you still want an update, I'll share it. But for now, I'm moving forward. For everyone who shared their stories with me, thank you. I hope we'll meet again on the other side. See you, Space Cowboy. Relevant comments. Comment 1, OP's grandfather is a saint. Comment 2, it's heartbreaking that he had to be as kind as he was. The parents robbed him of a normal childhood and didn't even care. Comment 3, I feel for OP. My heart broke when he spoke about all his toys getting wrecked, and no one cared. Another perspective that's missing here, OP's sister is being robbed, too. If the parents were told she needs a caretaker, then she needs a caretaker. Maybe she could improve with the right support. I know she's low functioning, but she might sense the resentment OP was beginning to feel, which isn't his fault, and that could lead to her lashing out more. I have a cousin with autism, and while he doesn't need 24/7 supervision, he has a loving family that supports him. I wonder how lost he'd feel without that. OP's parents are clearly neglecting their daughter, using her to manipulate their family. I hope she gets the care she needs. What's going to happen to her now? Are the parents going to hire a professional caretaker, or just let her suffer? Comment 4, I'm glad OP's extended family is supporting him. I really hope he gets a therapist to help him sort through all the emotional damage his parents caused. Also, big shout out to Grandpa. He sounds like a true hero. OP, good luck. I recommend waiting until college to start therapy. It'll be more private, and you'll have access to student health care. Comment 5, I can relate to OP's situation. I've been through something similar. My older brother has autism, and my parents have always expected me to care for him. It's been so difficult, he's abusive toward me, and I've been the one expected to clean up after him. I don't hate him, I don't hate his disability. What I hate is that my parents enforced his bad behavior and made me feel responsible for him. They've told him nothing he did was wrong. I can't keep doing this, so I'm leaving. OP, I understand. I'm rooting for you. I hope things get better for you.